Hi guys, today on Amelia's Amazing Treats, we are making lemon muffins. I found this recipe on prettysimplesweet.com and I will link the printable recipe in the description. So let's get started. First, preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we are going to prepare our pan. You are going to need one 12-count muffin tin, and I have lined each of them with one paper liner, and I have greased all these paper liners a little bit with some oil so they don't stick to the muffin liners. All right, now let's make our batter. In a large bowl, you are going to need to combine 1 3/4 cups of flour, then we are going to sift the rest in, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to sift these in. Yeah, there were little clumps in there. And now we are going to then add into these dry ingredients also 2/3 cups of granulated sugar, and a tablespoon of lemon zest. And now we are going to whisk these together. Make sure to evenly distribute your lemon zest. All right, now set that aside. And in a different bowl, a medium bowl, we are going to whisk together 2 large eggs, and now I'm going to lightly beat these with my whisk. All right, and then to our eggs, we're going to add 6 tablespoons of melted cooled butter. You need to make sure this butter is cooled because if it is not, it's going to scramble our eggs if it is too warm. So we're going to add in our 6 tablespoons of melted cooled unsalted butter. Now stir this until well combined. It's not curdling, so it seems like my butter was a very nice temperature. And then to our eggs and butter, we are going to add 3/4 cups of yogurt. This is plain Greek yogurt. A 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we're going to whisk this until completely combined. All right, and once your wet ingredients are fully combined, we are going to bring back our dry ingredients. And we are going to pour our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. All right, and now we are going to mix our wet and dry until completely combined. All right, and once your batter is completely uniform, we are going to take our muffin tin and we are going to scoop our batter into our pan. And I am going to make easy work of this and use a ice cream scoop. So I'm just going to take one level scoop and plop it inside of our muffin liner. And I will repeat with the rest of my muffin batter. All right, and once you have scooped all of your muffin batter into your muffin tins, we are going to bake these in our preheated oven for only 3 minutes, and then we are not going to open our oven, and we are going to reduce our heat to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for another 12 to 17 minutes. All right, so these muffins are great by themselves, but I like to make one batch of my cream cheese frosting, and I will link my video in the description. And once I make this frosting, I like to add a little bit of lemon to just make them taste a little bit like lemon to bump up the flavor of the muffins. So I have 3 teaspoons of lemon juice right here, and I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon at a time or half a teaspoon at a time, stir it in, and then taste it as I go. All right, so I'm gonna start with 1 teaspoon. I'm actually gonna start with half and stir it in. And I'll repeat until I get a nice flavor that I like. So I added all 3 teaspoons of the lemon juice, and I don't think it's enough. It doesn't taste really like lemon at all. So I'm probably gonna add another 1 or 2 teaspoons of lemon. Once your muffins come out of the oven, we are going to take a toothpick and stick them into each one to make sure it is completely baked. This one came out with a few crumbs, which is exactly what we want because we don't want any wet batter on any of them. We want all of them to either be clean with a few moist crumbs. Clean means that it was just on the brink of being overbaked, but moist crumbs means it was completely well baked and perfect. Now we are going to let these cool for 10 minutes in our pan, and then we are going to take them out of our pan and let them cool completely before we frost our muffins. If you try to frost your muffins when they're still warm, it's just going to melt the frosting and you're going to have a mess on your hands. So make sure they are completely cooled before you start frosting. Once your muffins have cooled completely, it is time to frost. Also, I earlier said that I don't think the frosting is lemony enough, so I added another half teaspoon, and it was getting a little bit liquidy, too hard to frost, so I put it in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes, and it hardened up, and now I can frost my cupcakes very easily. I have frosted 4 already, just to try, and I like how all of them look, so I am going to do the same thing to the rest of these cupcakes. Also, I have 3 of them without a decorative tip. Oops. And 1 of them with a decorative tip. I'm just gonna do a little bit of each. All right, once you've finished frosting all of your muffins, they are ready to enjoy. Wow, these are so delicious. The lemon muffins have such a strong, nice lemon tangy flavor, and the frosting just adds up to that and just makes it such a nice, sweet lemon flavor. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.